Another Pokemon Presents came and went, and yeah, this could have been an email. Very little of the Pokemon Presents was something we didn't already know. And as always, the first half of the Presents was a slew of mobile games that nobody really cares about that is getting minor updates. Look, I like the mobile games. I love Pokemon Unite. I still occasionally play Pokemon Go. I'm gonna check out the puzzle game. But like, whatever. I don't need a whole Pokemon Presents to tell me that Pokemon Go is getting an update. The real meat of this Pokemon Presents was 2 games, Pokemon Champions and Legends ZA. So we'll go over the information we got from those games. For Pokemon Champions, we finally have some real tangible information about this game, and it is exactly what a lot of us were hoping for. It's not just a gimmicky battle sim, it is straight up Pokemon Showdown as a game. Which thank God, because I love Pokemon battling, but there's 2 reasons I don't like Pokemon Showdown. One, the UI is very confusing for me to use, it just doesn't jive well with my brain. And 2, being that it's a browser-based Pokemon battle sim that's kind of hard to find, the only people that are playing it are people that are really good at Pokemon battling. So whenever I go online, I get swamped by an insane team, and it's just not that fun. But something like Pokemon Champions will have a lot more casual people playing it. Frankly, it has 3 modes, ranked, casual, and private battles. So I can just make a fun team I think might be fun to play and go on casual battling. But like I said, it's not just a gimmicky Pokemon battle sim that only casual people will enjoy. It seems to be up to par with competitive standards. You can bring in any Pokemon from Pokemon Home, or you can get Pokemon in-game. You can fully customize the Eevees, the Ivies, the Natures, and everything in between within the game itself. It seems like there's going to be crossplay between mobile and Switch, which would be awesome. But the most important part is that getting Pokemon, customizing them, all of this is done with VP, or victory points, and those cannot be directly purchased. It's not pay to win. You have to earn the points that you want to use, and that's awesome. It still seems to be a 2026 release window, which seems about accurate, and I cannot wait for it. But the big ticket item here was some of the crumbs of information we got from Legends ZA. Now, a lot of information was directly told to us, but I think there's even more information we can glean just based off of what we see in the game. I mean, the biggest news we get straight away is a confirmation and a showcase of Mega Dragonite, and he looks great. He looks adorable, right? It looks like a continuation of his line with the longer tail and the head wings. I saw a lot of people complaining that he didn't look scary, and like, yeah, it's Dragonite. Look at him. He's cute, so his Mega will look more cute. It's like Audino. Audino is cute, and Mega Audino is cuter. But honestly, the best part about this is that we might finally get Dragonite-ite, which is really funny. In case you didn't know, Mega Evolution requires a stone, and it's special to each breed of Pokemon. So for Sableye, you need Sableye-ite. And for Dragonite, we need Dragonite-ite. Now, that wasn't confirmed, but if Pokemon does anything else, they're cowards. This trailer, however, I think gives us a few more likely Megas. In the sense that, like, look, do we have confirmation that we're gonna get Mega Meganium, Mega Feraligatr, and Mega Emboar? No. But since they are our starters, I think it's incredibly likely that we're going to see Megas of them. And likewise, we meet 2 of our partner/rivals in this trailer and see their partner Pokemon. When we play the game, we're going to join Team MZ, and 2 of the people in there we learn about today are Naveen and Lena. First of all, as always, the Pokemon character design team is absolutely cooking. These 2 look amazing. But most importantly for today, Naveen's partner Pokemon seems to be Scraggy, and Lena's is Staryu. So assuming Scraggy is going to be evolved into Scrafty by the end of the game, or if there's going to be a branched evolution, which is why it's a Scraggy and not a Scrafty already, regardless, if they're important to the story, I think there is a 99.9% chance that we're going to see a Mega of their partner Pokemons as well, so they can better battle us. Which means a Scrafty and Staryu Mega are incredibly likely. Or, like I said, since we see Scraggy and not Scrafty, if Scraggy is getting a divergent evolution, then that one will get the Mega. Who knows, we'll have to wait to see. I'm still incredibly curious and excited for what other Megas we're going to get, and I can only pray that we're finally going to get the Mega Flygon we deserve. Flygon's one of my top 5 Pokemon, and I would love to see a Mega of it. But as always, I can only hope that they pick a lot of otherwise mid-final evolutions to give Megas to. It's really awesome when less powerful Pokemon get their time in the sun. Like, obviously Megas aren't always for mid-Pokemon. Dragonite has one, and Dragonite is a pseudo-legendary. Metagross has one, and Metagross is a pseudo-legendary. But I think it's most useful and most cool when they take Mega Evolution and give it to a Pokemon like Mawile. I love Mawile, but I would really never use it in a battling sense. But now that we have Mega Evolution that makes its typing better and gives it better stats, I super want to use it now. I actually made an entire video on my predictions for who's getting a Mega / who I want to get a Mega Evolution, and you can find that right here. But we're not done with this trailer because we do get some more story information, mainly that Pokemon are apparently Mega Evolving on their own in the wild, which sort of goes against everything we know about Mega Evolution. Like, look, in the past few games, there have been these raid boss type enemies where Pokemon were Dynamaxing on their own or terastallizing in the wild, and that was fine, because those concepts were introduced with the idea that it could happen in the wild. But Mega Evolution has always been something that you, 1, need a specific material for, that ite thing I talked about, and 2, it's typically something the Pokemon did not like to do, in some cases hurting and or torturing them, but they endured it because of the bond of their trainer. Now, hopefully they're straight up retconning that, because I've never liked that idea. If they're doing this randomly in the wild, either someone's secretly making them do it, or maybe in the current story they're retconning it so Mega Evolution doesn't hurt the Pokemon. It's just something they can do if they want to, which again, I hope is the case. Like, some of these Pokedex entries are insane. For Sun, Mega Glalie is the excess energy from Mega Evolution spilled over from its mouth, breaking its jaw. It spews endless blizzards. I don't want to break Glalie's jaw, dude. I just want a cool Glalie. But as far as the main story of the game goes, we didn't get too much information as to what's actually going to be the plot of the game, just more information about the context. So I'm calling my shot here. My thinking is twofold. I've been thinking this for a while, but I never got to make a video on it because I've been kind of busy this year. I think that either Jet or Corbeau is trying to harvest energy in this city, and to do so, they're collecting Zygarde cells, the little guys that you collect to get Zygarde. And for whatever reason, the process they're using to do that is causing Pokemon to Mega Evolve randomly. When I first came up with this theory, I thought it was Jet for sure because she looked a little foreboding, but now that we've met Corbeau, it honestly could go either way. Speaking of, Corbeau looks sick as hell, literally dripped out. And some final thoughts, the customization in this game looks amazing. Look at how different you can make your character, that's insane, especially when comparing it to Scarlet and Violet, which had some of the worst customization we've ever got since customization was introduced. Look, I get you want us to stay in the school uniforms, but why? There's so many cooler things we could wear. And finally, I did get the pre-order for Legend ZA that comes with a random starter plushie. So when we get to play that game on stream, I will pick the starter that Nintendo assigns to me. I'll try my best to not open the box until I start the stream. Even though I do want to pick Tepig because he's my favorite out of the trio by a long shot, but as my friend Locke says, I will let Nintendo assign me a Pokemon and pick it from there. Regardless, the Pokemon Presents in total wasn't much, but what we did get about Champions and Legend ZA looks amazing. I cannot wait for these games. In the meantime, if you want to see me play some Donkey Kong Bonanza, I've been live streaming it a lot on Twitch at twitch.tv/RightToastWhiteTea. But don't worry, when I beat that game, not only will the VODs be stitched together in one long video for this channel, but I'll definitely be making a review once I beat it. It's a long boy. Until next time, you've been watching Right Toast. Of all the YouTube channels, it's the second one. Stay toasty, slices.